What if the world's most powerful peacemaker was silenced at 30,000 feet? What if the Secretary General of the United Nations didn't die in an accident, but was removed? And what if, more than 60 years later, the truth is still classified, denied, and buried beneath diplomatic lies? On the night of September 17, 1961, a DC-6 aircraft fell from the African sky near Ndola, northern Rhodesia. Inside lay Dag Hammarskjöld, Nobel Peace Prize winner, philosopher-diplomat, and the most dangerous man to certain global interests. Dangerous because he would not obey. Tonight we pull back the veil. The man who defied empires. Dag Hammarskjold was not supposed to be controversial, a quiet Swede, a poet, a monk-like economist. But behind the calm eyes was something rare, moral stubbornness. As UN Secretary General, Hammarskjold believed the UN was not a puppet of superpowers, but a force meant to restrain them. In 1960, the world's fault line cracked open in the Congo. Colonial Belgium fled. Chaos followed. And into that chaos stepped mining corporations, mercenaries, intelligence agencies, and Cold War predators. Hammarskjold did the unthinkable. He sent UN troops to block Western-backed secession in Katanga, threatening billions in mining profits. He told Washington, London, and Brussels, the UN will not serve empire. That was the moment he became a liability. September 17, 1961. Hammarskjold boards Albertina, a UN DC-6 bound for Ndola. Official mission, negotiating a ceasefire with Katangan leader Moise Tshombe. Unofficial reality, he was about to dismantle a shadow economy of uranium, copper, and cobalt, resources vital to nuclear weapons. At 00:10 a.m., the plane begins descent. At 00:20 a.m., radio contact is lost. At 00:30 a.m., Albertina vanishes. No distress call, no mayday, just silence. By morning, the wreckage is found in the forest, burned, broken, still warm, and Dag Hammarskjold is dead. Officials immediately called it an accident, pilot error, fatigue, poor visibility. Case closed. Except nothing fit. Hammarskjold's body showed no burns, unlike others. A mysterious playing card, the ace of spades, was reportedly found near the scene. Local witnesses described a second plane in the sky. Some heard gunfire. One witness, a forester, later testified the plane was on fire before it hit the ground. Another said it was chased. These testimonies were ignored, buried, or erased. Who wanted Hammarskjold gone? Let's count. Western mining corporations losing control of Katanga. Belgian intelligence furious at UN interference. CIA-linked mercenaries operating in the Congo. British MI6 quietly protecting colonial interests. South African apartheid-linked pilots allegedly flying combat aircraft that night. One name echoes through declassified whispers. Jan van Rissegem, a Belgian mercenary pilot. Years later, friends claimed he confessed, "I shot down the plane." No prosecution followed. No trial. If you're starting to feel uneasy right now, good. This is exactly where the story is supposed to hurt. And if investigations like this matter to you, this is the moment to like and subscribe to Behind the Veil Truths. Because stories like this rarely survive in the algorithmic daylight. For decades, the UN repeated the word accident, until it couldn't anymore. In 2017, a UN-appointed panel reopened the case. Their conclusion? There is credible evidence that the aircraft was attacked or forced down. Intercepted communications. Ignored witness statements. Intelligence files still classified by the US, UK, and South Africa. In 2022, the UN officially admitted the crash may not have been accidental. Let that sink in. The United Nations now suspects its own Secretary General was assassinated, and the countries most likely to know the truth still refuse to release the files. Why? Hammarskjold left behind a diary, markings. Not policy, not politics. Reflections on sacrifice, on betrayal, on knowing that standing for peace might cost him his life. One line reads like a warning written in advance. It is easy to die for an idea. To live for it, that is harder. Did he know? Was this flight his final stand? If Dag Hammarskjold was killed, then who gave the order? A government? A corporation? An intelligence alliance operating beyond accountability? And how many other accidents in history are actually executions with plausible deniability? This story doesn't end here. It waits. And if you want the next layer peeled back, more classified deaths, more silenced truth, make sure you're subscribed to Behind the Veil Truths. Questions for the comments. And do you believe Hammarskjold was assassinated? And if so, by whom? Should the US and UK be forced to release all remaining intelligence files? Which historical accident should we investigate next? Because some truths don't disappear. They just wait for someone brave enough to look straight at them. The veil has been lifted, but the shadows are still moving.